But all right, y'all, man. Look, so I got some personal questions to ask you, Dad.
Here you go.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna throw it at you. This blunt talk.
Come on, man.
I feel like it's about to get real.
Come on, man. Come on. Listen, let me say this right. You don't want me to get blunt on this camera right now. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, look, Dad, for the benefit.
You don't want me to get blunt on this camera. Okay?
Look, I understand where you're coming from when you say that. So, you know, out of respect for everybody that was involved in my life, we're going to call this woman a woman. All right? Where I'm going with this, I love you, man. I love this woman. I'm grateful for both of y'all.
Man, come on, man. You finna go down that road.
We got to go down that road, man. And I just want to know some things, man. So, look, let's look at this.
Come on, man. Let's not go down that road, man.
10 years of my life, Dad, I really didn't think you want me in your life, bro. For real.
Really, man?
For real.
For real.
I was born to East Point, and I know I with my mom. You know, we moved out of town, and you know, things were said to me out of emotions.
Check this out, man.
But you know, coming back and moving back down here, I know that's not the case, man. And I really want to forgive you for all the things I said. Remember that time I said, looked out the window, you was in the living room, I said, broke ass nigga.
Yeah, I remember that. Yo, baby.
I just want to apologize. I know that hurt you. You brought it up, man. But
David did not hurt me.
You brought it up.
Well, I have to reflect it.
I feel it.
To you, so you can kind of see that you just have to be careful how you say things, you know. But it did not really hurt me. You know what I mean? It didn't bother me. Because as soon as you said it, I said, hey, give me my money. Remember that part?
Yeah, I remember.
So I was broke, but you had to pay me my money.
I feel it. So, I feel it.
Hey, man, I'm too old to be hurt.
I feel it.
I've been hurt so much. I'm too old to be hurt. I can't get hurt, but, you know, the simple stuff. That's what Obama said. You got to shake it off, man.
Yeah, man. But, like, you know, just coming down and moving back down to Atlanta, man, I just really appreciate you. I know a lot of people that don't know their damn dads, man. And, you know, being with you, speaking with you, talking about how your dad never really spent much time with you as much as you spend time with me, I kind of look at it like, man, it might be like something deeper, man, like something we got to overcome. You feel me?
Dude.
And I just want to get better. This for anybody that can learn off this, man. And there's a bad stereotype, like, you know, dads are not in the kids' lives, but, you know, everybody has different situations. And, you know, it's just, I love you, Dad, man. At the end of the day, regardless, I know my mom, y'all didn't work out. I understand why it didn't work out. But I don't got no grudge, man. I love you.
That's what's up, man.
Hell yeah.
Love you too, son.
All right, man.
Yeah, man. We're going in deeper.
You can go deep, man.
Come on, go with it. Go with it, man. Let's see
You
what
sure,
got.
man?
Hey, man, let me know what you got going on.
I think I might need a minute.
You know
Go
what
on
I'm
in
saying?
with it, man. Go on in with it. Let's get something off the table if it needs to come off the table. Let's put it on if we need to put it on.
I'm here to win another question if you want to. You know what I mean? Like, momentum.
All right, man. So, I know I was an unplanned child. You feel me?
Okay.
And I used to, so, you know, my mom moved in South Carolina, was surrounded by a bunch of white folks.
Yeah.
And, you know, she put me in a private school because, you know, she really thought it was right. And at the end of the day, my mom, she did it with good intentions. Regardless if it didn't make sense or not, or, you know, she did it with good intentions. She did the best she could. And, you know, that's the most I could ask for, you know?
Right.
But, you know, just seeing all these white kids and I'm black, you know what I'm saying? Nothing was wrong with it, but, you know, I'm like, Dad, where my dad at? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know you and my mom didn't really get along. So I just had to grow up to really more understand where it was coming from. And I just had to, like, really understand, okay, it just wasn't going to work out between y'all. And y'all still got together for me, for the betterment of me.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I know between what you had to go through, especially growing up when I used to live with you when I was real young, watching Bruce Lee movies, man. And
Oh, y'all trying to on Bruce Lee, man. Hey, King Kong, man.
King Kong. So I knew before I moved, man, my dad, I know he still cared, man. Just, well, where he at, man? But just like I said, man, coming back down here, I had some negative thoughts, man. But just now looking at the whole picture, yeah, like I said, man, I love you, Dad, and I really appreciate you.
Hey, man, I'm pleased to hear that.
Yeah.
Very pleased to hear that.
And I know things were said in the family that might have been negative, and
Like what?
hey, man, like you ain't shit, nigga, like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Out of emotions, but you know.
Who said that, man?
Hey man, hey, I don't want to get into it, cause there's gonna be people watching this, and my phone gonna be blowing up, and I don't want to do all the explaining, so I don't want to.
Yo, man, you say it's blunt talk, man. You know what I'm saying?
It is blunt talk, but we gotta have consent
I
around
don't
here.
want to put no names out.
I don't want to put no names. We gotta have consent around here before y'all got on. Hey, you know what I'm saying? We gonna say, okay, y'all cool with it. You know, we ain't surprise y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's really all I got to say on that little topic, man.
Okay.
What you got going there?
All right, so yeah, that was a good back and forth you had going on, man. It honestly got me thinking to the times growing up. You know, I live with my mom, and it's not like my dad, you know, wasn't there because he didn't want to. You know, he was on 4 deployments. 4, right? 5. Okay, 5 deployments. Of course, you know, he had his own situations with my mother, which I really don't care to get into right now because we already established that. But man, we really have like a real interesting relationship. You know, moved down to Augusta. You know, as a man, you know, I'm 18. I moved down to Augusta. My first year, we go to Vegas. Okay.
Yeah, that was a fun trip.
Yeah, we go to Vegas, we go to Tijuana, I go to my first strip club there, you know, I'm like, this is my dad, but like, you know, this is my nigga though too. Like,
yeah.
Alright, so.
Don't slide with you.
Right, alright, I'm still living in my mom's house though in Augusta. I started smoking weed, she kicked me out. So naturally I go to his house. Of course, I had my studio going. Eventually I was there so much, he's like, hey man, you're gonna have to start paying rent. So he only charged me $500, 2 rooms. Eventually, he gets engaged to my now stepmom, and he's like, "Yeah, man, the house is yours, but you're gonna have to pay the rent. You're gonna have to maintain the pool, you know." And I'm like, "All right." So it's like my first real move into being the Don, the boss, CEO that you're looking at right now.
That's what's
you
up.
know?
That's what's up.
And honestly, that means a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Not only to be able to acquire that entrepreneurial mindset, but, you know, to give me a place for me to execute what I'm, you know, motivated and ambitious about. And, you know, it's hard whenever you don't have too many people that believe in you. I'm not gonna say like my mom didn't believe in me, but her focus wasn't in on my music, so my priorities. And of course you knew what my priorities were, but you always wanted to allow me to express myself and get to where I wanted to be. But with that being said, I was taking care of your house and you were technically my landlord. So tell me how that process was with you having to juggle being my landlord and my father at the same time.
Man, it was, you know what? It was cool because you were so mature and focused and responsible. So it was cool. So there were very, very few times when I felt like I needed to, quote unquote, teach you a lesson, you know? Matter of fact, I don't think I've ever had to teach you a lesson. All I had to do was pull you to the side and talk to you.
Right.
You would listen to me, give me feedback, even come back later and say, hey, Dad, thanks for talking to me about that. I appreciate it. And I appreciate that feedback from you because it let me know that what I was doing was working. So, man, I cannot express how proud I am of the man that you have become. And I know you said, you know, about, you know, that your mom didn't, it's not that she didn't support you, she just had different things. Like your mom, you know, and I know I don't need to tell you this, I know you know this, but your mom loves you and she wants the very best for you. I think that she may have an issue figuring or discerning between wanting what's best for you and letting you live your life. So, but everything that she does, I know it's because she either wants the best for you or thinks it's the best for you. So, I mean, I appreciate her for the way that she raised you and your brother. while I was there. You know, not only was I deploying, but she and I were separated, eventually divorced, living in two separate cities in different states. So it was difficult. So man, I'm really, really happy, proud about how you have turned out.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Did I answer your question?
Yep.
Touch
a
more
little bit of ballpark.
Touch more on the landlord part.
Oh yeah. So I basically treated you. We had a father-son relationship and we had a landlord-tenant relationship, and I made sure that we separated those two relationships by the use of a contract.
Yeah.
And so anytime we had an issue, which was seldom, we would go back to the contract and say, okay, this is what we agreed on.
Right.
There were times when things would happen and I would switch from, you know, landlord to father and be like, okay, don't worry about that. It's cool.
Cut me a little slack.
Yeah. But for the most part, we stuck to the contract. And even those times when I didn't cut you any slack, you handled it. You handled it like a grown, mature adult. Yeah, so you were pretty much the ideal, except for the destruction of my furniture. You were, yeah, man.
You talking about that chair?
Yeah,
Man, I
that
ain't
was
break that, man.
the chair. Yeah, but you were in
my-
charge of the house at the time,
my
and it was your peoples who broke that chair. And but I say that, you know, joking.
Yeah.
You were pretty much the ideal tenant. I didn't have to worry about rent, even when your lessers didn't come up with their part of the rent. I still got my rent from you, and you understood that from jump. Because when you asked me if you could have other people come, I said yes, but I don't have a lease with them. I have a lease with you. So it doesn't matter what they do. You are responsible for the upkeep of the house, for the upkeep of the pool, for the paying of the rent.
Right.
You understood that.
Sure.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man, that was a real impactful time in my life. You know, I was able to, you know, use that house to not only house my studio, but I was also throwing pool parties. I had David as one of my tenants. You know, we got even closer.
Those pool parties were epic. That's
Yeah.
as far as we gonna go. My wife's sitting right there. So that's as far as we gonna go.
Yeah, good times in Augusta.
Yeah, man. So like, I guess another question. You know, I feel like y'all generation, when it came to like dating, cause I know, you know, just to let y'all know, me and Dad, you know, we single. Let y'all know out there. And you know, like, I'm 29, about to be 30, man, and I'm just looking at it like, my mom say I need a girlfriend. You feel me? So I feel like a girlfriend for what? But I feel like she's looking at it like a woman to help complete me. But I'm looking at it like, nah, if I have a woman around, I don't really care about her like that. I might get her pregnant. And, you know, I ain't really ready for a kid right now. And, you know, I'm just like, really, like, how should I go about doing marriage, man? Coming from you, Dad. Like, what's your knowledge and experience? And what you recommend to me when it comes to marriage? Because I know you've been through there. I ain't check my classes up. Been through there, man. So, what you think?
I think we talked about this before.
Right.
So, Dave, I have failed when it comes to relationships quite a few times. I have learned a lot in failures. Marriage, man, is very difficult to manage.
I believe it.
Very difficult to manage. Some people got it and some people don't. I don't think I got it. But I'll say this right here. You know Yvette, you remember Yvette?
Mm-hmm.
Yvette she's a great wife.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a great person. She's still a great person. We're still good friends today. Culture has changed so much between men and women today compared to where we come from.
Because it's like, why get married, you know? Would you look at it like that?
You can add that in there.
Yeah.
You can add that in there. But you have to be balanced when you add that in there. You know what I mean? You gotta say why, then you gotta answer the question of why. You gotta answer your own questions. So you gotta see for those questions, why not? You know what I'm saying? This is what I'll say. in meeting that person, some of the things you guys need to be aware of is men and women, we need to be solid.
Solid.
Solid as background, history coming from our parents. That's where we start falling apart. Women fall apart because of the damage at home when they were younger. They start falling apart and they get into relationships because you become how you were raised. You know what I'm saying? So balanced is, to me, balanced is finding someone who's balanced with their father, balanced with their dad and their mom. You know what I mean? Balance. What they call functional, not dysfunctional relationships, families, but more functional families. I think that's more successful than being with someone that come from a dysfunctional family. Okay, that's one of them. The next one is toxic people.
Hell yeah, toxic as hell.
That's another one. So you got a couple of avenues you can go down when you talk about looking for that solid something. One of the most important things in finding a good mate is, with yourself, you got to know yourself. See, because if you know yourself, you won't even enter into a lot of relationships. If you're lost on the inside, you'll enter to any door. And it looks like, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? And I know that because there were some relationships that I was in where I just wasn't really solid with myself and knowing who I was. And you get into it, and then you start developing into another person, or you develop based on what a person says. You develop an attitude. You develop a sideways kind of slant way of talking to people.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Dad. You are the reason I never had sex without a rubber.
That's what's
Never.
up. Never had sex without a condom.
I mean, Dad.
Without a condom.
You know what I mean? I mean, without a condom, right? Because, but I don't want a child, bro. And like, just thinking like, I guess like with me, bro, I always think like the worst. Oh, I'm gonna get child support. She gonna get everything from me, man. And like, I know, like, I'm just thinking like the most negative way ever, for a woman to get over on you. And I think that's bad. And like, I understand we want to get a freak on, every now and then. Do what you want to do. But, I try to do it, When I have my son, I don't want no baby mama. Like, I think that's ghetto as fuck.
Wait a minute, when you have your son, you don't want a baby.
Or a son or a child or a daughter. When I have a child, I want the child, father, and mother be in their life. You feel me?
Yeah. Hey man, it's difficult, okay?
I know it's difficult, man.
It's going to be difficult.
This is blunt talk originated from conversation like this.
That's what's up.
Me and him kind of go back and forth because I kind of want to stop you where you're going right now.
Well, you can stop me, man. You done with saying what you saying?
Hey.
I know he got a rebuttal. This dude always do.
Oh, I'm not really rebuttaling. It's just
that's
just so many aspects. That's a very broad subject.
I feel it.
So many aspects to it.
It's really delicate.
So many. Hey man, listen. If you're a good kid, paying child support, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Man, hell no, that ain't, man. I got a kid that's fine for paying child support, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Why we gotta go to the government?
Okay, look, if you don't pay child support, you have to support your child.
If it comes to that point with the girl I'm with, and I gotta pay that child support, we can do that independently. She don't gotta go to the courthouse on it. That's all I'm asking. The next thing you know, look at your check, garnishment.
So what I'm saying is this: you only get garnished because you don't do what you're supposed to do.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's for the bums, you know what I'm saying?
If you do what you're supposed to do, nobody's gonna garnish.
Okay. What a girl say I need $200 a week, or I'm going to the dang government.
Hey man, $200 a week, give it to her. If you got it like that, all you gotta sit at the table.
Hey man,
and talk.
We $20 an hour and other niggas over here, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, I'm just realistically thinking single wise. I don't think that's fair, But I understand it's just different situations. I understand that.
So please understand that you don't think it's fair, but there's a big world outside these doors, and it doesn't evolve around how I think individually. Any of us think individually. There are a whole lot of thoughts outside these doors. And that's what you really are dealing with every day.
You're right.
You're dealing with cultures that have different ideas of how things should be. Bring it down to that relationship, you might think one way, and she'll think another way. And you have to deal with the aspect of it just in the two different thought patterns.
Well, I tell you what, I ain't dealing with that child support, but we're gonna let you ride with it.
I'm just saying, a lot of these problems aren't gonna originate if you don't, be picky and selfish with, what type of partner you decide to step down with.
I feel like you do need to be somewhat not crazy picky, but not selfish. But pick somebody that's really gonna be with you.
You have every right to be selfish with yourself. Would you agree?
I ain't gonna call it selfish. Go ahead.
Yeah, like you gotta have somebody that fits you. That you love enough. That you want them to stay in your life. Like you're selfish for their love. Like
How the game set up today, Dev, I don't think. Like, let's get it out the way, man. We two working niggas, you know what I'm saying? We make a decent living, but like girls ain't hollering at us, bro, unless our pockets up.
Let me put it like a game of chess.
They want the money first.
It's a game of chess, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
All the girls, they the pawns, right? All the ones in the front, okay?
Okay.
They looking for the king, all right? The king is the one that got it, you feel me?
Everybody can't be a king. We
Exactly. But not all the pawns are going straight for the king because they know that only one person can really get the king. All right, but a lot of them gonna try. Okay. Now, you just gotta, like you said, you gotta find yourself, and from there, you gotta find somebody that's down to, be cool with you for who you are. You gotta be confident in yourself,
Let me add to that. Because I like that. So you got the pawns. Got the pawns representing females. All going after the king. But then look at it from the king's perspective. The king has no interest in any of those pawns. He's got his sights set on the queen, right? And that's what you have to do. So you asked earlier about, your mom told you that you need a girlfriend, right? And not knowing your mom, I've never met your mom, but I'm going to assume that she means that from a place where she wants you to be happy. And she thinks that you could be happier if you had a woman in your life. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, the way that you think, that's the way you think, and that's fine.
I mean, I think, I don't feel like it's right for women to, I'm thinking that women gonna screw me over.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm not saying anything about how you think or the way you think. What I'm trying to say is, like, take me for instance. So you said that you're, 29?
Yeah.
So I'm 47. I just got married after being divorced for over 20 years.
Right.
Just got married this year, right?
Congratulations.
And thank you. And so it's because, like your father said, I took time to know who I was. How am I going to know who's going to make me happy if I don't even know what makes me happy? So I had to take that time to figure out who am I, what is going to make me happy in life. What will I and will I not deal with or accept from someone else who is in my life? And not just a woman, but anyone who is in my life. What are my boundaries, right? You have to set those boundaries. In order to set those boundaries, you have to know who you are. So for me, that was the first thing I did is I focused on figuring out who I am. And then I also focused on building a life, not only for myself, but a life that could easily incorporate someone else. Should I meet that, not that girlfriend, not that side piece, but that partner. I needed to make sure that my stuff was straight so that when I meet that partner who also has her stuff straight, and after we talk, we realize and get to know one another, we realize that we have the same goals, or at least our goals are, we're able to blend those goals into a together goal, And I knew that until I found that, I wasn't going to settle down. Yeah, I had, people that I dealt with, but it wasn't until I met my wife that I actually met someone that I felt could be my partner in life. And so it's fine to think the way you think. There are reasons why you think the way you think. I would say on the journey, getting to know yourself, you may be able to figure out why you feel the way you feel, why you think the way you think, what parts of the way you think have been unfairly or unnecessarily molded the way that they are. And I know that as black people, black men specifically, we don't like the thought of getting help from other people, especially when it comes to mental and emotional. I say, screw trying to be cool. You need to take care of yourself. And part of that is finding a psychiatrist that can help you to work through your own emotional debilitating thoughts, right? We all need that. And luckily, I have that in my partner, in my wife. And there were still a lot of things as a 40, how old was I when I met you? 45, 46, as a 45-year-old man, things that I was still learning about myself that I didn't realize I needed to learn until I met a woman, until I met a person who could help me to work through all the past stuff that I didn't even know was still affecting me 45 years later. So in the Army, we have the saying, know yourself and seek self-improvement. And you should always be doing that, no matter who you are, what stage in life you're in. Always know who you are, right? And then seek to improve who you are so that tomorrow you're a better person than you are today. And keep that in mind. You don't need a woman. One of the reasons why I love my wife is because she don't need me. And there's no better feeling in this world than being wanted by someone who don't need you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's powerful. That's powerful, right? That's ringing over here, man. That's powerful. I definitely can relate to that. Hey, I'm gonna say something to you, Dave. There's a whole lot more bad things and better things or bad things. Child support is not the worst in a relationship.
I can imagine. God dang.
Matter of fact, child support is easy.
Get your car scratched up one time. God dang. Clothes all
But you know,
over, bleach.
You know, I do commend you because there are so many dudes out here who all they think about is getting some. All they think about is the next piece that they're gonna have. And all of that energy that you could be putting into that, you're putting into your business, you're putting into your podcast. You know, I commend you for that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think about getting some. We're gonna be blunt, some ass. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be blunt.
You know what I'm saying? But I do. But you know, it's like I know the consequences to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'm just say this one time. We in Atlanta. That's all I'm gonna say. We in Atlanta, and you just gotta be careful out here.
It's more than just making babies that you gotta look out for.
Exactly. You know, we all know who we are, but you know, we just gotta be careful. And really, man, after I turned 25, look, man, I've been cheated on. And, you know, maybe that's probably why I got a little trust issues in relationships, because I don't want to play the mental games. What's on your phone? What you doing? Where you at? Man, look, man, I don't want to do all that. So I'm like, I feel like more at peace by myself. And I feel like I get more done. Like, just being quiet. Like, not saying all women are, you know, want to talk, you know, but I don't know, I feel better alone.
All women are not the same.
That's true. That is true.
Okay? They do have a lot of similarities though, but they are all not the same. Okay? And you got to free yourself, like he was saying.
Okay.
Psychological therapy helps a lot because it's the way you process things based on the way me and your mother raised you. You picked up a lot of negativity. You know, you saw a lot of bad things, man. Okay?
Yeah, man.
Listen, Dave. You gotta put it behind you, man. We gotta go. Okay? You gotta give your life a chance, man. And don't be afraid of Atlanta, LA, New York, or anything. Just like he said, you gotta know yourself. You gotta be real with yourself. You know what I mean? You have to come to terms with yourself first. If you come to terms with yourself, you'll discern everything that's moving in the room. But just by hearing how people relate, you pick up where they are. You know, you meet a nice young lady. When she opened her mouth, you can already know she got a broken family. You just pick it up. You know what I'm saying? You already know this dude comes from a broken family. You already know this people, they talk toxic. They're talking toxic. It's toxic. You know, you're trying to build a business. You don't have time for toxic relationships. So you move those out of the way right quick.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And each agenda, each subject matter, you just move it over, and then you deal with yourself in the process. You don't want to be toxic either.
Nah, man.
Okay.
I might go to jail. I want to, but I don't want to.
Look at it this way. Let's look at it this way. That is not an option. It should not be a might. Let me tell you something. It's not an option because you have to think as a leader. He talked about the queen, looking at the queen.
Right.
Okay. So you have to step your vision up. You got to keep it up there. It's not an option going to jail. If you go to jail, you just lost your dreams that you're working toward.
And my freedom.
And you're free. That's not an option.
Yeah.
So you have to stay away from toxic people. You see what I'm saying? People that are broken. And then you have to the people you want to stay away from, and whatever you title them, you got to make sure it's not in you. You got to free yourself. Got to free yourself, man.
I appreciate you, man.
For real, man.
You too, man.
Yes, sir.
You too, man.
Appreciate both of y'all, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, it's been real.
So what else y'all got? That was it?
That was
I
it.
mean, we got some more questions. I don't know y'all was on the schedule.
Hey, man.
We an hour in,
Hey,
ain't
hold on. They trying to see if we ready. I want to see if y'all got any questions for us.
Yeah. I got any questions, anything you want to say?
Make me the girlfriend.
It's more like a statement.
Man,
I can't think of any questions, man. We live together now. And, when you first came, we had challenges. It's not the first time you lived with me. You lived with me through your whole life. You're very young.
Right.
And then a little older.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had that 10-year span where I wasn't around much.
Well, we was in Forest Park, and I went to that little school,
Henderson.
JHU Elementary School.
Yeah.
I went to South Carolina when I graduated high school, and did a little bit of college at the time. Yeah, I came back down.
Yeah. And so now here we are back together again.
Yeah, man, and I definitely learned some stuff from you, man.
Yeah, man. So, what I'm saying is, in the whole process, it's a learning. Life is a learning if you allow it to teach you. A lot of times people are trying to teach you life. But if you allow life to teach you, man, you can really see. You can see your way through the darkness. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's pretty simple. If you go out thinking you know it all, talking to people like it took 4 of us yesterday to put a stand like that together. I come out of the industry of entertainment. I know how to put it together by myself. But I had to I just let them master it. Sometimes you gotta do that with people. You saw me ride wheelies through my life.
I ain't stunt man with no insurance.
Right. You saw me.
Doing wheelies left and right. I remember, yeah, man.
So when I got with the Rough Riders, they were on another level.
Yeah, they was.
And I thought that I was gonna be one of them at that time.
Yeah,
I found my crew.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would never have found my crew unless I was open with myself where I wanted to be. He was open with himself, honest with himself. He knew where he wanted to be before his friend told him, think about check the set out, see where I want to go. He already knew where he wanted to be. Because he knew, I can't do this, I don't want to do that, I won't do that. I think this will match my lifestyle. That's simple. Just being real blatantly, what's the name of this show?
Blunt talk.
Bluntly with yourself.
He gonna catch on to the name soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But hey, man.
How you feel about your mom, man?
Hey, man. It's a really sensitive subject. I love my mom.
Well, that's
I love
good.
her. And if I ever get get rich or whatever, I'm gonna buy her a car. And hopefully maybe a house, you know what I'm saying? But there was things that happened. But at the end of the day, I know she raised me. She put me in a home. She didn't fuck no man or go off or do no drugs. She stayed down on the grind to make sure I ate and I was good. And I had a good life for a black kid in America.
Let me ask you another question, man. You're so hardcore, man. Did you get that from me?
That's a hardcore dude, man.
Hey,
hardcore, man.
I don't know why I'm hardcore, man.
Is that the comedian side of you coming out?
It ain't the comedian side, man. I know how am I hardcore? I'm just what you
You don't
mean?
got to fuck with me and fuck this, fuck that, and just this. What's up, man? You hardcore, man.
I'm not hardcore, man. That's just the way I talk, man. Nothing hardcore about it. I do have some things. Maybe I do need to talk to a therapy about. And
Ain't no maybe.
and we probably all need to damn go. Shit.
He said that. He said that. He absolutely said something we all could use in our lives.
Well, definitely, I agree. And hey man, I love my mom. I love you, man. It's just, I know it was somewhat. It can be somewhat an abusive relationship. It was, you know. And like I said, now growing up, knowing both sides, you know, hey, I'm proud of y'all, man.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I got one more.
Here we go. What's up?
You know I lost my mom.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And then when you lose your mom, you go back, man, and none of that stuff wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I understand.
You dig it?
Yeah.
You know, you just, a reality comes in place when mom is gone. That reality didn't come in place when dad left. But when mom left, it knocked me down bad. You remember part of that.
Yeah, I remember, man.
So, hey, man, you know, your mom, people say people are fighting their demons. I don't really like to use those terms like that, but I understand what they're saying. So, she fought her demons, you fight your demons, I'm fighting my demons. And some of our demons get in each other's way because I heard Jesus Christ say, you know, a house divided can't stand. So them demons, they fight each other. I know a lot of houses fight each other on the inside, you know what I'm saying? But I want to make sure me and you not fighting.
Nah, man. You never whooped me, Dad. Like, you never whooped me.
It was so interesting how he said how proud he was of his son. I never had to. He was always cool. We just lost it because the separation between me and your mom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we grew, and we made it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look at you now. My man Jazz, when I met him, you know, I just thought he was regular old Joe. Look at him. He ain't no regular old Joe, man.
Nah,
we working things out, man.
Yeah. Hey, we trying to make it, man. Doing the best we can, man. And again, man, we appreciate all this input, man. And
Yeah, for
it was real deep today, man.
yeah, for us to be able to cover all this, you know, it was definitely worth the while for having y'all as our first guest.
That's what's up. If I'll be honest with y'all, I wasn't gonna come.
You wasn't gonna come.
No.
Damn, Dad, what you mean? Oh, you playing with me?
Y'all was throwing that out there a little bit.
Boy, there's been some shit, boy. You would have been here with his dad. I don't got my dad. I've been looking all day. I probably wouldn't want to do it, man.
You were like, hey, man, fuck my dad.
That nigga ain't shit, man. Broke ass nigga. Nah, man, nah.
Down the drain again, we can go, right?
Hey, man. Yeah, nah, man. It's all good, man.
So-
I'm glad we had this conversation.
So, in his behalf and my behalf as fathers, we're looking at you guys today. What we see is successful fatherhood, trying to be successful. We know, he knows, he knew where he wants you to be developed, I would say, where you want to be developed. As fathers, you want to develop your children to be developed in this world. To go into this world and be undeveloped with social skills is failure.
Okay.
Absolute failure. Our responsibility, mom's responsibility, is to get you as fully developed before you get out the door. If you're not fully developed, then we got to wear that hurt for many years, all the time. You get what I'm saying? So when you become real with yourself, you can't cut corners with your kids, man. Because if you don't develop your kids to your fullest ability, then you got to wear the hurt where you miss the goals. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Me and your mom had issues, and I had to back off because I just didn't want to get to the violent nature of it. I didn't want to be angry all the time. I didn't want to be I didn't want to be torn all the time. I just really want to be happy. You know how I live.
Yeah.
I stay to myself and I try to keep the house happy. Just keep it me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to be developed. I'm trying to develop myself into that character that I dreamed of, you know, to be. You know, I came out of Rough Riders. You know, I lived the whole world for a long time. And I just got to the point where that was a good development, good success. But I had to move on to a new agenda. And you are that agenda. You are that agenda. How can I be out here building the world and my son over there stuck? Gotta go get him. You know what I mean? In some kind of way, man, you was always hit and go. But nothing is like when we can talk and develop some things. When I say develop some things, thoughts, idea. Hey, Dad, come over to the podcast. We want to do that. So we develop. I came. So here we are. And here's the development of that conversation. So that's what I mean by developing positiveness. You got what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, man. I'm gonna get myself around the You know, I'm glad to have this conversation. I learned it was yeah, man. It was definitely for sure. Definitely, man. So that was a day.
I got a chance to meet your father, Rough Ride over there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Both of us. I mean, hey man, first time I met you, come up to the house, chill out. I wish I could have had a better spot for you, man.
Yeah.
But you know, we do what we do, man.
That was 10 times better than sleeping in my car.
Yeah, listen. I would have been a whole lot better today if I had to pay all that child support, man.
We ain't gonna talk about that child support. I'm gonna get emotional.
It might be where you are, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, but shit.
Well, alright, man. I guess this concludes our first episode of Blunt Talk, man.
Hell yeah, man. Shit, y'all check us out, man. Follow me at Double D7G Instagram. Anything you gotta want to say?
Yeah, you can follow me, DevinFisher412. We're also gonna leave in the description below an email. So if you got any questions you want us to put on for our next, well, we're gonna let y'all know what our next guest is soon. But any questions you want to know, go ahead and let us know through that email.
Well, definitely, man. Stay safe, y'all.
Alright, appreciate it.
Thinking back on memories faded, I can't explain my whereabouts with Shawty. Yeah, she had invited me, took a couple shots, she was enticing me, and she was looking for attention. But little did I know that she